Hi, this is Andy Collin from Growing Up Aspen, Adventures of the Unsupervised. I'm here with Chris Pomeroy, and we are talking to Brad Laboe. The first computer I ever played with was with Brad Laboe at the Aspen Community School. So let's catch up. I know that he was into computers then, so let's see what he's up to now. Hey, so what's the journey, the Laboe journey to Aspen? How did your family get there?
Well, my parents got divorced, and my mom met a rich guy, and that's where we ended up.
But where were you? Where did you start? Where was your?
Tenafly, New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay.
Tenafly, New Jersey.
Wow, that's the
my
dean
parents.
was.
My parents got my mom. I'm pretty sure she was screwing around with the guy who was the laundromat, owner of the laundromat, and he drove a red Corvette with the side pipes, a 1968 red Corvette with the side pipes.
Wow.
And then she met somebody else. Who she called Uncle Big Bucks, and we ended up living in the North Enel building, facing the lift.
Oh wow.
Huh. So right there by Pomeroy Sports.
Correct.
Yes.
Right there by Pomeroy Sports was below us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Vance Cranko ran the building. I mean, Granko. Yep.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. It's so, it used to be such family stuff. It used to be Sabatini's, and it was Pomeroy Sports, and it was Junior Mountain Sports, and now it's, Ralph Lauren and
Well, my brother pointed out that these companies that come in and they do the build to suit, whatever that space is. And usually it's like, millions of dollars they spend on these build to suits. And my brother was like, yeah, that'll look nice for the next owner, because you'll be out of business by the time you pay that back,
Yeah, well, it used to be a place where the billionaires pushed the millionaires out, first of all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting.
There's
There's a very interesting dynamic happening there right now, which is when all of a sudden you don't have a community and it's just pretty much a bunch of rich folks that own all the property. The thing that kept Aspen going was the off season, when all the locals would sort of huddle together and sort of keep it going. When you don't have that anymore and everybody's down in Basalt and Carbondale and Glenwood, Aspen has a serious problem about to head itself, in that it once you go too far in that direction, how are the restaurants going to handle surviving? I mean, I know a lot of them just shut down on the off season, but
shut down on the off season and charge double during the season.
Yeah,
because those people can afford it.
It's interesting. That started in the 80s. And I remember when people were complaining about the quote unquote McMansions that were going up on the West End and things like that. But the concern was that, not only for the community side of it, but the actual voting populace. If you have 9 houses and you own an island somewhere, how much time are you really spending in Aspen, Colorado, in your gigantic home?
Yeah, well, the politics there used to be just to the left of Vladimir Lenin. Now it's just to the right of Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's probably just by population alone. There's just not enough of the old timers and the folks around to make a difference. I mean, maybe they still do outnumber. I don't know, but
no, they don't.
But I do.
They don't. No, they
didn't
don't.
Back in the day, Hunter, he lost by only 100 votes or something like that, or even less.
Yeah, that's because Whitmire went into the hospital and brought people out of the hospital to go to the voting machines.
Wow. Wow.
Oh man, I heard that story from Hunter himself.
Slightly different take on that. I'm sure that's
how Whitmire, literally took people from their deathbeds at the hospital to the polling place so they could vote. That's how he won.
Wow.
Small town politics, Definitely we got to see it, that's for sure.
That's how he won. Remember, in Aspen, justice is not blind.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I have a feeling we're going to be hearing a lot more about Aspen as more of these Epstein files get opened up.
Yeah.
You probably won't see any of the old school names there, but you will see some of the new people there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But I do think some of the old school ones too. See, the difference is it's funny out here when I explain to people the amount of wealth that was up there in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. For that reason.
But now it's even more.
When people ask me where I'm from, I say Woody Creek.
Right.
Because people assume something when you say you're from Aspen.
Well, but like even my kids, we'll go through the wealthier side of town here. And they'll be like, these guys have more money than any. These are so rich. And I'm like, maybe one or two of them are. And I don't know for sure.
No.
But where we're from, I hate to say it, but again, your largest, most opulent and just gigantic mansions in the richest part of your town that's a great house, but everybody in Aspen owns several of those. And that's what I try to explain. It's a totally different wealth bracket.
Well, our last, not our last reunion, but one of the reunions before that we went to, I went with Dave Burson there, and his wife pulled out her phone and just started to go on with what's that property price?
Zillow,
yeah. And we're walking down the West End, and she's pointing her phone at these buildings, and we're like 60 million, 40 million,
yeah.
80 million, and we're like, holy crap.
Yeah. Right about when we left Colorado, I was doing a lot of websites and things, and I did a website for, at the time, a ranch that was the most expensive property in the US or something, and it was like 10 million. And now it's like 10 million, hell, that'll buy you, an acre.
Right. An acre with a shack on. You might even get a shack if you're lucky.
Right. Which you would obviously have to raise and start over on, like the ballroom in the White House.
So, right around the time of the Gulf War, I had caught a lung disease called ARDS. I was in a coma for 3 weeks.
Whoa.
On morphine. Because they were keeping me alive. And I woke up, my brother said, for the first 24 hours, I woke up going, how did he get away with it? How did he get away with it? How did he get away with it? And it just seems like for the past, since 2016 when he was elected, I've been saying, how did he get away with it? Almost every day.
Exactly.
How is he getting away with it?
And not to go too crazy, because I don't want to end up in a gulag, but the world is now discovering what we've known for years about that family. When we would watch them dine and dash and leave a $4,000 bill.
God.
Yeah. And the owner of the restaurant would be like, well, what do you do? I mean, the most we can do is call the hotel and tell them, hey,
get the credit card number.
You guys have to pay for all that top shelf alcohol and stuff that you guys bought and then left and didn't pay.
You got to understand that 77 million Americans consider themselves temporarily embarrassed billionaires. And that
that's a good way to put it.
They think that this behavior is aspirational and inspiration.
It's horrifying.
Aspirational and inspirational. And they just don't understand that they're giving away their own rights because they're in a cult.
Right.
Well, and yet here we are. We grew up with Stranahan philosophy. Oh, the paper needs a little help. Let me jump in. I've always been interested in the paper.
Or the school. Or I'm going to start a school. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I want to start a school.
Elon Musk could have ended world hunger 5 times over by now.
Yeah.
And
but remember now, there are people that are in our orbit who went to school with us, who are part of that cult. So
Yes.
I understand. Yeah.
No.
you know, and you say anything wrong about it, and they come with all mean, kind of nasty ad hominem arguments, and you just look
No,
at
they
it and
get you in the school bus and they kick you crazy in the school bus.
go, you know. And I
Yeah.
remember when JJ Clapper did that to me. Ran into him on a lift with my kid, and I'm like, see, that's the guy who beat me up as a kid. JJ was so embarrassed.
Yeah. The Clappers, they were a big clan, that's for sure. I remember one time Timmy was up at the baseball field up there, and I was so short, and he made, I can't remember, some joke, and it was something about, oh, I could curl you or something like that. And so he's like, okay, get real stiff, you know, and I got real stiff, and he picked me up and he started doing curls with me. It was hilarious. So, I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I felt like it was more fun than it was getting picked on, but
No. Well, Timmy was a good soul. He was always a good soul.
yeah.
You know, can't
Yeah,
say
but they
much
had
for
a
the
big
rest of them.
clan. Talk about a big family. Aspen always had a few of those, you know, the Melvilles had a bunch of people.
Oh.
Petvilles.
I mean, you know, what's his name from Guido's? Oh God, the German who called my brother,
Well,
Jew boy, get back to doing the dishes.
oh my God, was it Guido?
Yeah.
Guido himself.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you didn't know. You didn't know that him and what's his name? Who's the head cook there? Yeah, they had the tattoos, the blood type tattoo.
Yeah.
We don't have the blood type tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which only means one thing: if you have the blood type tattoo.
Yes. I know, it's interesting. As small of a town as we had, we got exposed to a lot of variety of stuff. You know, I mean, yes, it's because it's Aspen, but
Well, mostly we were a liberal bubble. You got to admit that.
yes,
You know.
yeah. I think it changed after our generation, though, is when it started to slowly change. We got in on that liberal thing that you're talking about, but you know.
Correct. It was once Whitmire was gone, it became this liberal hippie freak bubble, and then once, God, what was the turning point?
I would say that
Once 20th Century Fox bought once 20th Century Fox bought the ski department, the ski company.
right.
That was when it really began to change.
Well, and also remember when they put the hotel in,
The Ritz.
the Ritz.
Well,
but there was a hole. There was like a hole there for 5 years.
There was the luxury presence or whatever that thing was first, and then the Ritz ended up buying, or maybe the Ritz built to compete with them or something. I don't remember. It was
a big, huge hole for like 5 years because they lost their banking and they didn't get the support, and there was something going on in the economy, and so we had a big, huge hole on Aspen Mountain for like 3-4 years probably. I remember. It was crazy. And I remember that was sort of the sign where it was lots of money coming in and starting to really develop. They kind of had a little hold, and then once they started back in, it was like that was it.
I sometimes I hate to admit this, but I have to say it that's when I was like, I need to leave this valley. It was times when I met, Rupert Murdoch at the grocery store or Donald Trump. And it's just like, all right, I don't want to be here anymore. This is not the type of people that I want to be around.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it used to be a place where celebrities hung out in jeans and t-shirts.
Yeah.
You go down to the bar and John was there drinking with Jimmy.
Yeah.
And Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
God, I remember John. I mean, I'm talking about Jack Nicholson.
Great.
John.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gotcha.
When John came up the stairs at the Wheeler Opera House, it's like so fucked up he could barely walk up the 3 flights of stairs. God damn, how come you got so many goddamn stairs in this place?
Well, you remember when the Hotel Jerome was so broken down that it had its own sort of wild cats living in there. That was like its own breed.
Yeah. Wild cats. the rooms that were condemned in the back.
Yeah.
We'd all go out and hang out and get high. Come on.
We
was
used to
fun.
throw keggers in there. You go rent a keg or get a keg and rent a room for $30 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops! The TV fell off the wall. Well, how would you know? You know.
That was also back in the time where, for the most of the part, we didn't get in trouble with the law. Bob would just bring you home and to your parents and say, "Is this yours?"
Yeah.
Will you stop it from doing that kind of stuff? Because then I have to fill out all this fucking paperwork. A couple of times I was brought home to my mom with, "Is this yours?"
Well, the Keenists, I thought the Keenists were involved with the rope swing. Like there was always sort of a generational group that used to go out and would take it down in the fall and then bring it up in the spring. And after my generation, it just stopped. No one took care of it. I think Chris Dunn was the last person, and once he left and was in Denver, no one did it anymore. So the rope swing was gone.
Oh.
You remember that? Did you ever do the rope swing?
Yes, of course. I did the rope swing. And the rope swing, and then of course there's the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things. I'd let my kid do them, but I wouldn't let him do it unsupervised.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's so much we shouldn't even be alive. Half the crap we survived is this. But that's Gen X, I talk to people from all over the place, and they're like, "Yeah, it's the same thing for us."
But that's the thing is the reason none of us got drunk and froze to death was our parents said, "Don't do this."
Well, or the other kids found them. I mean, my brother actually had an incident like that where, luckily, somebody found him and was like, "Hey, we need to call the cops," or call them.
And we all looked out for each other. It wasn't like.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a miracle that none of that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of how many of us actually died.
Well, there's a number of them now.
Every now
year it gets worse, but
because we're old. But I mean, during that period of time.
I remember on our motorcycles that Brad Barnes. Do you remember Brad Barnes?
Yes, Brad Barnes did himself on a motorcycle.
Yeah, he was on his motorcycle, and I remember he did he hit one of those horse trail things, and he pinched his toe and literally cut the ground, pushed his toe on the peg bar and totally cut it. So it was in his shoe, but it was off. His toe was off. Yeah. So we had to ride all the way from the lower dumps all the way to the hospital so he could get his toe sewed back on. And it was oh my God. Yeah. But I mean, it's things like that. And we did have some issues.
Injuries, yeah, but I mean,
we got scars to prove it.
Yeah, I'm not sure bringing up the folks who have left us in this setting is really a good thing to entertain. But suffice it to say, we've lost a lot of folks back then and then again. I mean, and I would almost question whether it's a higher percentage, but a lot of folks have succumbed to suicide and drug-related things too. So, but beyond that, I really don't think it's healthy to maybe talk about that.
Well, survival. Yeah, I mean, you can be thankful that you survived because it was crazy. I mean, we did see lots of stuff. When you go to a party and you're seeing there's a table with mushrooms and there's a table with this and there's a table with that. It's kind of crazy,
Please, the New Year's party in the bottom of the Jerome with the Vatican Death Commandos, with the death, with the curtain on that says gas. Danger, poison gas. You go back there, and there was the nitrous oxide room.
Well, that had to have been the 70s, though. Was that the 80s?
Oh, that was the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Vatican Death Commandos still held their party in the 80s.
You remember the art cart races? That was pretty crazy. I mean, I think someone almost died on that. It was the Baldersons did a log, a whole tree, and they just put wheels on it, and that thing just went insanely crazy.
I remember the tomato wars too. I never did get to go to that, but I always wanted to. Do you guys ever go to that?
That's on the other side though, on over Independence Pass and the lakes right there, right?
Yeah, Twin Lakes
what
or whatever.
I thought it was up at Twin Lakes.
Yeah,
it might have been.
Yeah, I never went to that myself.
Back when Winter School was Winter School before it became Gay Ski Week.
Yeah, and they changed the dates and everything. It used to be like off season for the locals. It was sort of like a revamp the town thing, and now it's
it was the party to say that you survived the winter and all the other parties. That's what I was always told was that,
yes.
I remember going to a rugby party one time in the 80s and watching one of those guys, and one guy grabbed a beer and opened the bottle top with his teeth.
Oh my
and
God.
another guy went, I think it was like from Australia or something, or New Zealand or somewhere. So, let me try that. And he tried it with his two front teeth, and it was like a Corona or something. And his two front teeth went flying across the room. And he's standing there laughing the whole time. And I'm like, oh my God.
So the guy that probably did the first one, that was Billy Harling.
I don't
remember. Billy Harling was the biggest guy on the Gentleman of Aspen.
Uh-huh.
Could be.
Thanks for listening. The authors of Growing Up Aspen would like to thank you, and would like to also thank the Aspen Times and the Aspen Daily News for giving us materials for our book, Growing Up Aspen, Adventures of the Unsupervised, which you can get at twistandturnpress.com and any local bookstore. Thanks.